Your path is calling you. You've created this vortex. You have created this vibrational reality that is calling you. That's what your emotions are about. And do you know the number one sign of you not going with your path? Negative emotion. And you know what? Negative emotion is just too big of a price to pay. It is. To feel negative emotion, to feel the absence of your source, is truly your own doing, because you're the one who holds a frequency that disallows the fullness of your source to be felt in that moment. So what's interesting about negative emotion is that it's always a lie. It's always bogus. And even if what you're looking at is considered real, it isn't. We're so straight up with you, because here's the thing. You have to vibrationally align to your desires. You have to find and hone and conjure and practice until it is your dominant vibration, a frequency that allows the revelation, or the realization, that's a better word, the realization of your desire, because that's your work, is to find that frequency and hold it. And how you know that you found the frequency is through your emotions. You see, you have this path, and you're always on this path. The path is coming to you. You can't even get off of your path, and you're the one who continues to set the path in motion. You are always going to be eternally incomplete. How does that feel? How does it feel to know that you're never going to get it done? That should feel good to you. You should be like, yes, because there's so much I want to experience. And even if I don't get to it all in this lifetime, then I have many more to experience, because that's exactly how you felt when you came into this life experience. You always understood that you would have this guidance system. And in you having this guidance system, you would always know if you were off the path or if you were on the path. And humans, you're all doing so amazing. But here's the thing, you have free will. So you can choose a vibration that disallows you from your own path. You can take yourself off the path. Imagine you have a GPS system and it's taking you from point A to point B, and this GPS system is with you every single step and it's telling you, hey, through the beep beep beep, it's saying, hey, you're going off in the wrong direction. And if you continue to go off in the wrong direction, then you're not going to get to your destination. And that's the same thing with your emotional guidance system. You have this sophisticated guidance system within you that's with you at all times. When you're awake in the day, throughout your entire day, you have this guidance system, and this guidance system is here to tell you, and it's telling you in every single moment, how does this thought jive with your source? How does this, because you have 2 points of relativity. And what's interesting about these 2 points of relativity is that there's you right here in your human personality, and there's you, the source version of you, your inner being, your higher self, your soul, whatever you want to call it. But you have a relationship that is literally happening right now in this red hot minute, and everything that you do is about this relationship. That's why we say everything is really about you and you. It's not about you and them, because they're not a point of relativity that your guidance system is being bounced off of, literally. So the thing about your path is that you want to stay on it. You want to stay on your path forever, because that's the joy of your life. The joy of your life is not getting to the manifestation. It's about this path. So how do you answer your path? How do you actually answer the calling of source energy? You whenever your life causes a desire to be born within you and to be launched out of you like a rocket, then your job is to now catch up with that rocket. Your job is to now catch up with that new desire. When you want to become fluent in a language, now you have to mold and tell yourself a story of you being able to fluently speak that language, because life is about you keeping up with your desires, because not keeping up with your desires is just too big of a price to pay. And do you know what the number one cause of you it's not that you're not able to, but the number one cause of you not being or not keeping up, or the number one reason why you're not keeping up with your desire, is because of this reality. And to be honest, this reality is just not that real. It's not that real. This reality is old. It's old reality. This reality is finished. This cake has already been baked, and there's nothing that you can do now that will change the way it tastes, because it's baked. So we're saying you have to be forward looking. You want to talk more about what you want and how it feels, and less about what you're not able to see right now. Because the only reason why you can't see your desire, the only reason why it's absent, is because you are saying that it's absent. You're getting into groups, you're telling people, this is not working for me, this is not absent. You're asking, why is this not working for me? What's wrong with me? And we're just here to tell you that your inability to see your desire is because of your inability to see your desire. You have to begin the revelation process, or the realization process now, or the translating process right now, wherever you are. Wherever you are is wherever you are. And you don't really have that much of a choice, really. All that you really have access to right now in this now moment is a better feeling thought than where you are right now. It's just a better feeling thought, and then a better feeling thought. And as you go with your path, then you get to your destinations, and your destination is never ending, because you continue to develop this path as a result of your life experience. So about the call answering the call of your source, you are source, and you're the one who's putting things in the vortex. So the things that are calling you are the things that feel good to you. And it's really interesting because we hear our friends saying things like, well, I don't really know what calls me. I don't really have a lot of desire. I don't really know what direction. I don't really know what I want to do with my life. And we almost want to call that's kind of, you're basically lying to yourself, because none of you were born yesterday. You have strong desire, but you're not used to keeping up with your desire. Every time you think about your desire, you think about the absence of it, and you don't feel good. So now you think this desire doesn't feel good, because every time I think about it, I have a habit of thinking about the absence of it, because it's absent. What am I supposed to do? And I'm like, well, you have to begin telling the story. You have to begin to set the dominant vibration, because you're a non-physical creature. You're a human creature. You're the cross between source energy and a human body in this now moment. And what you're doing right now in this now moment is the only thing that matters, because law of attraction is literally responding to your vibration right now. And how you feel is telling you about this mix. And the better you feel, the more connected you are to source. And your primary goal that you always walked into this life with was to connect with source. It truly was. Because we're not talking about this happiness that it just feels like joy. This happiness is electrifying. It's what the artists are all getting their good art from. It's where all the good inventions are coming from. It's coming from this state, and this state is a feeling state. At first, it's a feeling state, and then it develops, and then the evidence is really obvious. Then the vortex spits things out, and you're like, oh, this definitely came from the vortex. So how do you actually get things that you want? How do you manifest the things that you really want? How does that happen? Where does the manifesting happen? And we're going to tell you. You see, there's these two journeys. There's the vibrational journey and there's the emotional journey. And all you have to do, all your job is to do, because you're not the engine. And sometimes it's hard to hear that as a human, because you're so used to grit and sacrifice, and you're so used to not seeing what you want. And so you're like, okay, well, I'm going to change the conditions so I feel better by changing the conditions. And we're saying, you can do that with action, but the results are very mediocre. That's why there are some people who you call legends and some people who are just local, because the local people, they don't really know how to stay in that connection all the way to fruition. And that's what we're talking about right here. We're talking about how to stay in this connection all the way to your manifestation. So this action journey, we're not against action. It's just that you want to get your vibrational journey accomplished first, so that now when you have inspiration when the inspiration comes for the action journey, the action is easy, it's effortless, and it yields you so much more results. It's like the difference between, here's the thing, is that you could feel bad about your reality, you could feel bad about yourself, and then you can go and take action. But it's the difference between being connected to source and taking action, and not being connected to source and doing this action to basically find the feeling of this desire to feel better, which is the connection to source anyways. And it's literally the difference between digging a hole with a spoon and digging a hole with a crane. That's what we're talking about. It's a leverage. The leverage of source energy is it's crazy, because you can literally see the comparisons. You can see what the difference between those who are connected and what they're creating, those who are creating money not through their effort but through their expectation, their belief, the story that they tell themselves, and those who are creating their effort with their ability to hand in a resume and their ability to get paid hourly for a certain job or a skill or an experience that they have. There's just a stark difference, because vibration is supreme. Vibration rules this entire, it doesn't rule, but it's a vibrational world. That's a better way to say it. This is a vibrational world. You are all translating vibrations. You're so good at it that you don't even know that you're doing it, but yet all of your vibration, most of your vibration, you're offering in response to what you're seeing. So if what you're seeing is absence, then you don't have it. Then you're like, well, then what am I supposed to do? And we're like, well, you literally have to see it as present. You have to tell yourself stories about prosperity. You have to tell yourself, you have to talk about why you want it. You have to talk about the vibrational essence of it. You can't continue to say it's absent, because that's the thing. You're saying it's absent. You're like, it's not there. It's not there. And we're like, that's why, because you keep saying it's not there. You have to because literally thoughts are vibrations, and your vibration is what law of attraction is responding to. So whatever your vibration is, law of attraction is giving you more of it. And so this vibrational journey just literally means feeling better where you are right now. So imagine you want this thing, right? Imagine you want an object or clarity or just whatever it is. This vibrational journey, all it states is that all you have to do is feel good about your desire. That's all you have to do, because you're not the engine. Law of attraction is the gatherer of the cooperative components. In fact, you're not the gatherer of cooperative components. Those cooperative components have already been assembled, and your inner being, it has the key to all of them. Your inner being assembled all of those cooperative components. And you know why? Because the second that you launch that desire, because here's the thing, you can't help but want. The wanting happens. That's the thing, is that your life is causing this crazy flow, this path to be created right in front of you. But most of you are not used to going with the path because you're so used to stories of depression. You're so used to stories of not getting what you want. And you come up with these stories of like saying things like, well, you don't really get things that you want. You have to settle, you have to compromise. No one really gets what they want because this is, and you know what the craziest story of all, you tell stories of this is not the real world. The real benefit you get for all of your sacrifices is in the afterlife. And we're like, what? You're literally eternal. You are not only eternal, but you're in on the creation of this entire universe. That power is still here with you right now. You're an extension of this very power that anyone would call God. So this vibrational journey, it's about emotions, it's about feeling. And when we say, like, here's the thing, is that when you go on this vibrational journey, when you fix how you feel, or you tune how you feel, you tune your frequency, which means you shift how you feel by going journal. It's the easiest way, is by going journal on the subject, meaning you're talking about, you know, when you feel the resistance bubble up, you step back. You're like, well, this is not a subject that I'm going to go more specific on, because the more specific I go, the faster the energy goes, and I don't have control over the momentum. It's like a car at the top of a hill. When you push that car, it's going to go down the hill. And if you catch the car right before it's about to, go over the curve, if you stop it early, then you can stop that thought. But when that thought is going rolling down the hill and you try to stop that from the bottom of the hill, you're going to get hit by that car. That's the thing with your thoughts. You want to stop it before when it's early. You want to catch it. You want to be sensitive to how you feel. And it all comes down to, how do you feel? And tracking how you feel, because all of this is about how you feel. How your emotions are literally vibrational translations of vibration, of this vibrational world. Yes. So here we are back talking again about the vibrational journey, because it's really everything. So once you feel good about your desire, once you've gone general, or you just feel good about your desire, now that you have the impulses. Once the impulses come, but this is the funny thing about impulses, is that because most of you are connected to source, you're in the vortex many times of the day. But the thing is, when the impulses come, you do this thing, what humans do, because you're not used to doing things that feel good. You're not used to going towards your bliss, or you're not used to feeling good in general. You're used to, just doing the damn thing anyway, because that's what effort is, that's what perseverance is. But we're saying, when the impulse for source comes, it's usually not saying, hey, go buy this lottery ticket right now. It's usually leading you on a path. And it's always, the path is always a feeling good path. It's always a path that feels good. The thing is, when the impulse comes, when your mind is quiet, maybe it's through meditation, maybe you're listening to music, maybe you're walking, maybe you're doing something that you love that puts you in that replenishment mode. And when that idea comes into your mind, do you know what happens? You talk yourself out of it. You're like, no, what would I be doing that? Oh no, I can't do that because of this. And you get realistic and you just kill the impulse, and you don't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere because source is telling you something, and source, it's not like source is just radiating all over the place, and it's like throwing mud against the wall and just hoping some of it sticks. Source is very meticulous. Source is, your inner being is literally finding avenues, finding messengers to send you clues and signs of your path. And we're going to get into your path, because the thing about your path is that you're getting impulses. That's a part of the path. But you want to get this vibrational journey on fleek. You want to get it right, because once you feel good about your desire, it has to start rolling. And if it's not rolling in the way that we're saying, because it's the law of attraction, then you're off. There's something off. You're vibrationally incompatible with what you want, because it's not here, and you keep talking about it's not here. Well, you just can't get there. You can't get there from there. The thing about the vibrational journey that's really a little trippy to physical creatures is that you hear someone saying, like us saying, being like, oh, if I just feel good about my desire, where is it though? And we're like, but that's the thing about the vibrational journey. There's a lag time, because in the lag time is about you. So the lag time is about you, because the asking and the receiving mode are two different radio stations. So in order to, this is really interesting. In order to be in the receiving one, you have to tune out of one station and tune into another. So that's what the lag time is. It's your ability to tune into a new station, or the station of your desire in this case. So when this vibrational journey has undergone and it's been completed, and you know that because of you feel different, you feel better about this desire, you're still not going to see any evidence yet. That's the thing. You're not going to see evidence, because the whole time you're heading towards your desire, you're not going to be seeing evidence, physical evidence. And you know what that means? That means that you're not going to be seeing physical evidence until you cross the finish line, and that desire comes really fast, and it's there for everyone to see. So, but what about the whole path? The whole path is about you feeling good, and literally all you have to do is feel good. It's so interesting, because you have this guidance system. You have these emotions that are really telling you, oh, you're off, oh, you're on, you're off, you're on. And all you have to do is literally stay on your path through how you feel, through how you feel tells you everything. And this is the thing that's really complex and sophisticated about how you feel. How you feel right here in your solar plexus is more, it's like, you know what? It's like when your inner being looks at you, your inner being is like, what language are you speaking about? What language are you talking in? Because when your inner being looks at you, and when you're talking about absence, especially, your inner being is like, but we see you as rich, we see you as famous, we see you as all these things. So when you talk about the absence of it, that's why you feel the absence of us, because we're not looking there. We don't look at that because we're looking forward. We're so non-resistant. We don't have doubt. We don't ever look back, and that's why we don't have doubt. And this reality that you're now beholding is old. So you want to continue to go with the flow. You want to get so good at going with the flow. You want to, because you know why? Your inner being in the long run is going to win. Your inner being is going to win because your inner being is wiser, it's older, it's been here longer than you, and is non-resistant, it's more non-resistant than you. And actually, you are going to become one with your inner being. You're going to finally go with your path when you leave your body, when you have what is called the death experience. That's not really the end, but it's really the continuation of so much more fun and romping in the non-physical realm. You're going to go, well, we're saying you don't need to wait. We're saying you can go now. And the way that you go now, how do we go with our path? You believe your inner being. And someone may say, well, how can you trust your emotions? Aren't your emotions just chemicals? And we're like, well, there's nothing contrary to the law of attraction. When you emit a frequency, law of attraction matches that frequency with like frequencies, whether that's in the form of thoughts, whether that's in the form of people. You're manifesting it all, that you're bringing it in, you're inviting it all in as a result of your vibration, your practice frequency, your dominant frequency, your belief. That's what all belief is. So we're saying you can change it though. You can shift your vibration. You can offer a vibration willingly on any subject that you want, simply because, and this is the thing, simply because of how you want to feel, not what you want to see, but how you want to feel. Because when it's about the fun that this activity will net you, and writers know this, when you're walking into your writing session with, pen and paper, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna write the best-selling book, the pump it doesn't get going, the energy doesn't get going. And that's what the prolific artist course is all about, which is in the makings and is going to be delivered very soon in the world of Notorious. Because you need to, the same energy that creates a book is the same energy that you must maintain in order for that book to go to the best-selling list. It's just how it is. And it's the same thing with all of your manifestations. The energy that caused you to dream about the reality, the dream about the version of yourself, or that new money that you'll have, is the same energy that's required to have it. Isn't that interesting? The energy of the dream and the energy of the receiving are the same exact energy. So what that means is that you got to keep that dream alive. You got to stay on your path. And now you know how to, because all you have to do is reach for a better feeling thought. All you got to do is be like, inner being, this feels like a negative thought. So my inner being thinks this is here. So my desire is here because I feel it. My inner being tells me it's here. So that's it. I'm going with my inner being because I'm not waiting till I die to go with my inner being fully. I'm going to go with my inner being fully because of how it feels. You need to get into the flow and the swing of creation for how it feels, not for the results it will net you. It's so interesting because when you're in it for how it feels, then the results are just evidence of how you feel. But when you do it for the manifestations, when you do it with the ulterior motive, now how you really feel is being magnified. How you really feel is what's giving you more of the absence of what you want. And you're all just doing good because you can't get off your path. You're eternal. You can't get it wrong because this path is, you have all of eternity to get it right. We just think that you should get it right now. We just think that as a result of listening to this video, you want to put all of your time and effort into this vibrational journey, because you have to understand you're not going to see physical evidence. And that's not because it's not coming. It's because there's a lag time. There's a time, there's a space, or there's like a logical tuning out of one station and tuning into another. So we're not talking about time here. We're talking about alignment. We're talking about how ready you feel. We're talking about how good you feel about this desire. We're talking about the true essence of who you are. We're talking about the essence of your desire. We're talking about this vibrational journey, which leads to the perfect unfolding of your desire, which ultimately is action, because you want to act. And so feel good. Anything, just always remember, if it feels like a negative thought, you want to back away from it. You don't want to probe into it. You don't want to talk about it. If it's negative for a reason. My source doesn't agree with it, and so I'm just going to drop it. I'm not going to think it. My source doesn't think it. My source doesn't agree with it. My source is not thinking that same thought. So now I'm going to reach for how my source thinks, and I'm just going to let that thought fall away due to my deactivation, and then it will never bother me ever again.